And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing.
No, bro, I know Crawford, and he's different. And see, the only thing different here is Canelo is not a bigger guy at that weight. He's not like he's standing 6'1", 6'2" like before.
Terence Crawford been amazing with everything that he's done. So,
Floyd Mayweather issues a bold warning to Canelo Alvarez after training with Terence Crawford. He claims Canelo is easy work and reminds fans he beat him at nearly 40 years old. Floyd criticizes the constant disrespect toward American fighters, saying people act like Canelo is unbeatable.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Jeff Mayweather sees Terence Crawford as a once-in-a-generation fighter, one with a rare ability to climb divisions and still dominate. According to Jeff, not many can move up and challenge someone like Canelo Alvarez, but Crawford can. He believes Crawford's style, discipline, and ring IQ put him on another level entirely. In his view, Canelo may be powerful and experienced, but Crawford is the more complete fighter technically and mentally.
All right, Jeff, looks like we got a fight coming up in the fall here between Terence Crawford and Canelo. A fight that's been talked about a long time. Initial thoughts on the potential of this fight?
Great fight, two great fighters. I think that moving up 2 weight classes, it's kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill-wise, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win, and take advantage of Canelo's mistakes.
Shannon Briggs shares a personal perspective, having observed Crawford since childhood. He says, watching Terence prepare for a mega fight like this is emotional, and he truly believes Crawford will not only win, but stop Canelo. Briggs speaks from experience, recognizing how sharp Crawford's focus is and how far he has come. To him, this fight is not just a big moment. It's the culmination.
What did you make of all the pushing, the shoving, the build-up, the anticipation, the weight differences too?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great fight. I got Crawford by stoppage, and I've known him since he was a little kid. 12 years old. So to see him now fighting for a title in such a big fight, it's a great experience. Great to see.
Last question for me then. How do you think Crawford stops him? How do you think he's able to work Canelo enough for him to stop the fight, drop, knock him down? How do you think this is possible by Crawford style?
He gonna box him. He can fight both ways. He gonna trick him up. One thing Canelo showed is that he can be outboxed. But I think this time in the late rounds, I think Crawford gonna have something for him.
Shannon, always good to see you, my friend.
You're the best, champ. Let's go, champ.
Al Bernstein offers a more analytical breakdown, pointing out that Crawford's move up in weight isn't as daunting as it might seem. He observes that Canelo is no longer the same explosive force he was half a decade ago. Wear and tear, tactical shifts, and age have slightly dulled the edge Canelo once had. Bernstein feels that the current version of Canelo is beatable.
Weight for Crawford to go up to. He started below 147, obviously, as a fighter, so he's going pretty far up in weight. Now, Canelo himself was a 154-pounder, so, he went all the way up to 168, but there's a little difference there. And I think that that's a big issue. Now, whether that's enough to make it impossible for Crawford to win this fight, that remains to be seen. This is a different Canelo Alvarez. It's not the same one from 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, or even 3. So there's that. And then there's all the different eccentricities of each boxer. For Crawford, he's not going to hurt Canelo. But almost nobody hurts Canelo. He's got a rock chin. But can Crawford, who isn't always a volume puncher, make sure that if he's being the boxer puncher, he throws enough punches to win every round? Right. That's important. Right. And for Canelo, if he doesn't hurt Terence Crawford, which he might, can he sustain in those later rounds where we've seen Canelo Alvarez from time to time just fade a little bit? Yeah. Crawford's a very good fighter into the later rounds. We saw him stop Porter, and we've seen him have other excellent performances. So, there's a lot of those questions swirling around. But right now, I don't know if I could pick either guy, really. I would have said Canelo Alvarez before.
Crawford's style is rooted in finesse, precision, and adaptability. Whether he fights orthodox or southpaw, his control of distance and timing remains unmatched. He breaks opponents down methodically, capitalizing on their habits and errors. Against someone like Canelo, whose power and timing are lethal, Crawford's ability to avoid unnecessary exchanges and dictate
somebody whose style is based around being the bigger guy, being the stronger guy. But Crawford is a very cerebral, very technical boxer, and I think that's why I'd never really considered this before. But also, I didn't actually realize until I sat down properly and thought about this, just how much weight Crawford has been piling on when he gets into the ring after the weigh-in. And look, these are not numbers that are out of the ordinary, but he's obviously cutting himself down so much in camp from whatever his walking around weight is. And it must be muscle that he's taking off. And perhaps that's why he's only fighting once a year, because there will be some fat, of course there will be, but the dude is not overweight. The dude still looks pretty ripped from what I've seen when he's not in training camp. However, there's not that many photos of him with his top off when he's not actually in training camp. So it's really hard to tell what his body composition is when he's walking around at these big weights. But the fact is, his fight night weight was 169 let's just call it 170 pounds.
The jump from 147 to 168 pounds is significant. But Crawford has approached it with strategic intent. While there's debate about whether it's a 2 or 3 division leap, the fact remains that no fighter has attempted to become undisputed in 3 separate classes. Crawford aims to make history, and his physical transformation shows he's not just adding weight. He's preparing his body for peak performance. His conditioning
69 let's just call it 170 pounds, which is huge, absolutely huge for a 154 pounder. Especially, it's just shocked me that he's come up from 135 and now he's still putting on that much weight. He's rehydrating that much at 154. And indeed, to bring us even closer to the modern day, the thing that was posted, and again, this is the second time we've seen this, is why I'm kind of thinking there's a bit of a theme here with Crawford posting his weight when he's not actually in full training camp. On February the 9th, 2025, he posted an Instagram story, and he showed himself weighing 186 pounds on a gym scale. Now, that's so much bigger than I imagined Crawford would be. I never thought this guy would walk around at 186 pounds. Which for anyone who needs the conversion is just over 84 kilograms. And now look, it's not an unthinkable weight for someone, but for someone who has fought as low as Crawford has, who is generally as lean and as in shape as Crawford is, that's a lot of weight. I've tried to find photos of Crawford from around that time, and I can't really dig anything out to show you what he was looking like at that weight. But that's pretty big. And there was a bit of a joke in the Piers Morgan interview I noticed and I clocked where Piers asked him what he was weighing right now. He said, I weigh 155 pounds. And I just thought to myself, there's absolutely no chance. Why would he bulk up and then in the space of just over 4 months cut the best part of 31 pounds? Like, that makes no sense. So he was definitely joking about that, just like he was joking about only earning 10 million for this fight. So when he fights Canelo, he's going to be at the super middleweight limit, which is 168 pounds. So when you look at that, you sort of go, okay, that's an 18-pound weight cut, which is not bad at all. But 186 is his walking around weight. So what will his weight be that he actually cuts from to make 168?
David Bendes has never been shy with his words, and his accusation against Canelo regarding possible steroid use has reignited controversy. He insists that there's no question in his mind about it, casting a shadow over Canelo's physical dominance. While unproven, Such claims feed into existing skepticism about Canelo's conditioning and performances, particularly as he ages and faces natural.
He was 100% confident in himself. I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think he's on steroids?
Of course. How does five?
You saw De La Hoya
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? Right. You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
In the build-up, Crawford's demeanor has been intense. During the face-off, he physically pushed Canelo, a clear signal that he's not intimidated by the bigger name or the heavier fighter. This moment, according to analysts like Showbiz, the adult, revealed a fiercer, more aggressive side of Crawford. He isn't just stepping up in weight, he's stepping up in mindset.